afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. This is the second edition of our youth educational series. I'm here sitting with a gentleman by the name of
Chase Redler.
Chase Redler. Are you my son?
Yes, I am your son.
Oh, good to have you in T3 land over here. Well, how old are you?
I'm 8.
You're 8 years old. When are you going to be 9?
Around 17 days.
Oh, 17 days. Not, your birthday. You like to count in days,
September
right?
2nd.
Okay, so, I know this gentleman pretty well for the last 8 years and almost, how many days until you're 9?
8 years and 17 days.
Okay, and he's going into what grade?
3rd.
Okay, so every now and then I like to know what's happening in today's youth. What are they learning about? What's the educational system like? How far ahead are they? Because every generation is different. So, Chase, last year, what was your favorite subject?
Well, it's always been my favorite subject, math.
Yeah! All right, so what kind of things do you learn in 2nd grade for math?
Multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
All right, I want an example of this. Okay, give me the multiplication table for 8s. Do you know how to do that?
Okay. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32.
And you know the 8s. That's good. All right, let's stop right while you're going ahead. How about 9s? Give me 3 9s.
9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27.
All right, not so bad. There's no multiplication in 2nd grade into going to 3rd grade. I'm going to give you one quick actual question off the cuff. What is 1,020 plus 1,025?
2,045.
Maybe they know a little bit more than I think. Okay, we're going to move from math because alongside math, you have actually some things you could learn and know about for the stock market. So now, do you know what Daddy does for a living?
Trades in the stock market.
What do you sometimes hear me talk about when we're in the ride home from a play date or from sports class?
I always ask you who's winning, the Bears or the Bulls? And you always say the Bears. Well, but the Bulls, we want to win.
Okay, so we like when the bull market wins. And what happens if the bull market's winning? Are stocks going up or down?
Up.
Okay, and what happens if the Bears are winning?
Down.
Okay, very, very cool. At least he knows what direction the Bulls are rooting for and the Bears are rooting for because he loves to root for athletic teams. So sometimes it's good to be teaching your kids about, direction and who's winning and who's losing. You could use the analogy of the Bulls and the Bears and put it with their favorite teams. Now, as far as companies, okay, sometimes Warren Buffett says the best companies are the ones that you love. You love the products, you love using them. Back in the day, I'm sure if you would have looked at some of the things your kids were using, those companies are probably here today and they were big winners. So I want to ask Chase, what are 3 of your favorite things that you have?
My iTouch that I got recently 5 hours ago.
Now, what did you do to deserve the iTouch?
I was a good boy.
And what constitutes being a good boy?
Listening, being kind, doing well in school. I went to sleepaway camp for the first year at Camp Pontiac, and my mom cried when I got home.
Well, that's because we missed you, but those are good things. That does constitute being a good boy. So you got rewarded.
Chores too.
All right.
And it's for my birthday too.
How many days?
17.
Okay. So you got an iTouch. So do you know what company makes the iTouch?
Yes, Apple.
Okay. So do you think that Apple would be a good stock to invest in for down the road?
Yes.
And why is that? What do you like about the iTouch or Apple?
It makes a lot of what do you call it? Yeah. Like electronics. I like electronics.
Do you have an Apple, some kind of product?
Yes.
What do I have?
Your phone.
Okay. What did you love before you had the iTouch?
My iPad.
Okay. So right there, that's 3 products.
And I like apples to eat.
Okay. So you could mismatch the subjects, and it's good to be healthy, right? What else do you like to eat? What are some of the good healthy things to eat for a growing boy?
Bananas, grapes, strawberries, carrots, corn.
You eat all these things?
No, I'm just naming good things to eat if you want to. Yeah, I don't eat carrots and corn.
Okay. I eat enough corn for the two of us. Corn on the cob, salt, butter. That's the way I usually like it. All right, so we know a little bit about what you did in second grade going to third grade. You know that at least if the bulls are in charge, the stock market's doing what?
Repeat the question.
If the bulls are in charge of the stock market, which way are we going?
Up.
Okay, and if the bears are in charge, which way are we going?
Down.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think you might go to college one day?
Definitely.
Okay, and what does Daddy have to do in order for you to go to college?
Work.
Work, yes.
Very hard.
And then what do I do when I work? What do I have to do with the money that I make in order to send you to college?
Put in my college education.
Exactly. You know what that's called, guys? It's called a 529. So if you invest in a 529, which Mommy was very diligent with, and you do it every single month over time, you could have an 8-year-old 10 years later, it could help pay for college. Now I'm going to ask you a question. How old's Mima and Papa?
Papa is 74 and Mima is 69.
Okay. Do you know that? Are they working? Are they retired?
Papa's working, Mima's retired.
Okay. So in order to be able to retire well, you can also use the stock market. You could use it by saving money every month also for your retirement. Okay, a lot of people say, hey, I don't believe in monthly money because we have stock market corrections. You know what? Those are good. My dad, okay, the baby boomers, if you're a baby boomer, if you would have invested one dime in 1987 before the 1987 crash and kept going every month all the way through the tech bubble bursting, the financial crisis, the European Union maybe separating, and you were in it today, you did very well for your retirement. So 2 ways to save for the future is a 529 plan and a 401k for retirement. But what we do here is we trade for alpha and Pino. That's what we do for a living, and that's a whole different story. But a lot of the things that we do for a living and the traits we have are all developed at an early age. So Chase, let me ask you a question. Do you like doing athletics?
That's my life, athletics.
Your life? That's your bread and butter?
Yep, that and schoolwork.
Okay, so what's your favorite sport to play?
Basketball.
Okay.
Favorite to watch? Football.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Some people have heard that you might run here and there. Have you ever run a race?
Yes, I have run a race, and I've ran a very, very good race.
You did? Okay. And
With
what?
you.
Yes, you did, and I actually will get into that. So, did you get a record?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so did you wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to run a race and I want to get a record, or did you have to train for it?
I trained a year before.
1 year? So do you have any pictures from when you were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old doing a race?
I've done the same race when I was younger, like 7, 6. I think 6 was my first year doing it.
But you've done other races.
But I've done a lot other races, like the turkey trot. Didn't we do like a Jets run or something?
Yeah, we did a few different races. And going into this big race, the Investors Cup, which you were going for the New Jersey Championship, did you have to do extra exercise, extra practices?
Yes.
What were those like? How many days a week? Which day? Do you remember?
Every Thursday I would do, well, even before the race, like when I didn't even know I was trying to get the record, we all did running practice on Thursdays. But then like maybe 2 Saturdays, I went with you and that person, Cliff, to the...
Reservation.
The track.
Oh, you did. That was
Track and reservation were the 2 things that helped me.
So let me ask you a question. So you went for like 7, 8 Thursdays from 6 to 7 o'clock. So you weren't home on the iPad just, looking at the internet.
Yeah, if I was, I would be checking Usain Bolt's fastest times.
Okay, so it's something that interests you. So it's good to have a hobby that interests you and obviously has a passion for it. But the moral of the story is, it doesn't happen overnight. You have to start at an early age. You have to practice. You have to have a routine. Now, what do you think some of the things that you learned by practicing and then reaching your goal could help you with the job down the road?
Playing sports, never giving up, have a good attitude, have good sportsmanship, and then like if you're playing sports, like to like be a team player and like to be like nice to your team and like not be a sore loser.
Those are all things that could help you in a job down the road. Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
Yes.
What's that?
Two things.
Two things.
If basketball player doesn't work, then I will be...
Basketball player, you want to be a vet? I mean, if you want to be a basketball player?
Yes.
How tall do you think you're going to be?
The doctor said 6'2" or 6'3". So I eat like I've been eating.
Okay.
And I weigh 70.
Hopefully he doesn't get my height because I'm like 5'10". So if you're not 6'2", 6'3", and you're not going to be a basketball player, what's your backup plan?
Being a vet,
Okay.
or being like, since I know a lot about sports and like a lot of players, I would be just like a sports broadcaster.
Very good aspirations. And what are you going to have to do in order to meet those aspirations?
Work hard.
Okay, and if you had anything you want to tell some of the children out there between the ages of 5 and 13 that might be able to help them that are watching the show, what would you say to them? What have you learned?
Since playing all my sports games and like doing schoolwork, definitely to never give up. And if you don't give up, you can go far into it.
You can reach your what? Your goals?
Yes, you can reach a lot of goals if you don't give up.
Okay, now where are we going tonight?
Shawn Mendes concert.
And why are we going to Shawn Mendes?
I mean, it's a gift for my birthday, and also because I came back from camp and I played the piano and I do all of his songs, and I love his songs.
What songs did you do?
Mercy, Stitches, but my favorite song is There's Nothing Holding Me Back.
There you go. So it's good to be well-rounded. It's good to have hobbies. It's good to work hard. It's good to have discipline. It's good to be a good person. It's good to have teamwork. And what did I leave out?
It's good
Smile?
to smile.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in for the second edition of our youth education series. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time.
Ciao.